Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Titus, and it's time for your December Fraser Valley Real Estate Update. November 2019 saw a similar trend as what we saw in October 2019, where the sales continued to pick up compared to where they had been the rest of the year. The first half of November did look as if we were going to outperform October in total number of sales, which would have been the highest November in comparison to the rest of the year that we've ever seen. However, the number of sales did begin to taper off at the end of the month, which is completely to be expected, as is normal for this time of the year. Month-to-month stats don't necessarily capture exactly what I just said there, in that the end of the month seemed to be much slower than the beginning of the month, as the month-to-month stats are simply that, just the whole month. So a sale on November 29th is the same as a sale on November 1st when you're looking at it from that point of view. So looking at the numbers, it does look as if November was a very busy month. I would agree that it was busier than the rest of the year has been, certainly. However, as I just said, my business and in many of my colleagues' business, it did seem to slow down. So what does this mean for the market? Well, it probably means that we're still heading towards more normalcy in the market, meaning December is not going to be the highest amount of sales we've seen in December. We're probably going to come right around the 10-year average, finishing roughly around 1,000 sales for the month. At the midpoint right now, we're at 600 sales. However, as you know, the holiday season is coming up. A lot of activity does come to a halt over those next 2 weeks. With all of these numbers looking to normalize things, it does look as if we should have a fairly normal, so to speak, 2020 coming up. What a normal 2020 should be means that we're likely to see prices can go up a little bit over the spring, as the typical spring is going to likely happen with a lot of buyers coming out and the sun shining, open houses, buyers deciding to make a move happen. Once summer rolls around, we'll likely see the market slow down a little bit as usual, and come fall, probably be again a pretty normal fall, and winter we might see prices come back down to where they will be this winter, making next year pretty much a very stagnant year as far as price points go. This is of course just my estimation, and anything else could happen, but based on what the stats and based on what I've seen in my business, I don't think that next year is going to be breaking any records in any side of things. However, I do think we are going to see more activity happen as more of the public, more buyers, more sellers recognize that the prices that we're at today are likely the stable prices coming into the near future. One stat that can't be ignored, however, is the sales to active ratio, which put us definitely into a seller's market at 37% for the month of November. We're not seeing that many listings come in for the month of November, which again is quite typical, as most sellers do hold off to spring. I don't necessarily think this is the best strategy, as there are several buyers out there, and showing a 37% ratio does mean that you're certainly going to have a lot of buyers looking at your homes if you do list over January, February kind of thing. But whenever the right time for you to list is the right time for you. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize what the stats are saying, and they are saying that it may be a good time to list in January rather than in March. All in all, I saw November 2019 being what I kind of expected it to be after seeing October. Obviously, when we see a big surge of sales happening, that surge is going to carry over, and it's eventually going to taper off, as I feel that it has. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the new year, definitely let me know sooner than later, because it's never too early to start making a plan. You can get in touch with me, 604-218-5635, or just leave me a message below, leave a comment below. I always like to hear your thoughts on what's happening in the market, and any questions you have, always feel free to get in touch. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kevin Lewis with Home Life Realty. I look forward to hearing from you soon.